Hey everyone, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please go ahead and follow and leave a 5-star rating. Okay, folks, let's start with the price of Bitcoin. There's not too much to talk about, but I do want to highlight some metrics and things that we are seeing around Bitcoin that look very good. So we've been talking about the DXY, and that has been breaking down, which is a very positive sign for Bitcoin and risk assets. Matthew Hyland, who's a great analyst, highlighted the following. He said the last two times the DXY broke below 96, Bitcoin ran from $2,000 to $20,000 within 6 months and ran from $10,000 to $64,000 within 9 months. The DXY is currently sitting at 96.3. So history has shown when the dollar is breaking down at this level, we've had a massive run up in Bitcoin. Now, it doesn't mean that it has to repeat that way, but this, in line with other factors, are certainly indicating that a big move could be on the horizon for Bitcoin. Now, we're going to have to be patient, right? I've been saying that in every podcast. We have to be patient, let things play out. Yesterday, we were talking about the Bitcoin to gold ratio and that Bitcoin is almost bottoming out based on gold's move, while gold and silver look like they're topping out. So you have these factors which are just screaming a move is coming. One of the things I've been highlighting though is this simply a move for Bitcoin that does not go to all-time highs? It's just a dead cat bounce or a relief rally, and then it rolls over to bear market lows? Or is this the continuation upward? Bitcoin goes to 135 to 140 or even higher, 144. And, maybe that's another local top or that's the blow off top. I don't have a crystal ball, so I'm just presenting all the scenarios to you. Some people are out there saying definitively we are in a bear market. There are people out there saying definitively we are in a bull market. But no, we have to say right now we don't have confirmation of those things. So if those people who are telling you these things are not giving you this different scenarios, then they're doing you a disservice, right? And if they seem to know that, okay, this is where it's at, please ask them for the winning lottery numbers, right? So we can go play the lottery. It will be a lot easier than investing where you have to be patient, right? So I hope you understand what I'm saying, but this is a positive sign. Again, this is the data, not feelings or emotions, not hype, just simply here's how things have played out historically. And as I've been saying, the DXY going down like this is very bullish for risk assets, not just crypto, but also the stock market. And I think we got to watch gold and silver as, again, that ratio plays out, but also it looks like, gold and silver are topping out. Whether that's a local top or a blow off top, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see because gold and silver have been going parabolic. Their charts look incredible. And I wish crypto would have its moment like that. But look, crypto has outperformed gold and silver and all these things over the past 10 years. These assets are now catching up given the geopolitical climate, and a lot of central banks have been buying gold. But same thing with the history of gold and Bitcoin. If you align their charts, you see that when gold calms down, then Bitcoin runs and vice versa. So this is another factor that is on our side here that we do have to be patient to let these things play out. Okay, folks, we got some very big news coming out of Morgan Stanley. So they added a new role to push into crypto, appointing Amy Oldenburg as head of digital asset strategy. So Morgan Stanley, as misstated here, was a bit late to the game with crypto, but better late than never. And we saw Morgan Stanley capitulate and Vanguard as well. So all these firms now have to have a crypto and tokenization stablecoin strategy. It is inevitable. They have to get on board because this is the future. All assets are going to be tokenized on the blockchain, trading 24/7 in global markets. And Wall Street, all these firms are going to have to get on board or they will lose market share. So it is incumbent upon all these firms to get on board. And, BlackRock, they were the ones that kicked it off. But, you're going to see all of these firms and many others start to hire people, build their digital asset teams and much more. I'm going to try to get Amy on the podcast. I have been in contact with her even before this news, and there's a bunch of job listings on LinkedIn. If you go look it up, you'll see the roles are opening up here, and not just from Morgan Stanley, but also BlackRock. They are looking for a VP slash director of digital assets product strategist, managing director of digital assets, and much more. Again, all this data is on LinkedIn. So clearly, these firms are all in on crypto. And I hope you recognize what's happening. I hope you see the forest for the trees, where despite these short-term volatility items, things are moving in the right direction. Adoption is going to continue to increase. The value of these blockchains will increase, and so will their native tokens. So patience is the key here, and make sure you got the macro view. Now, folks, this episode is brought to you by Treasury, which makes beautiful hardware wallets that make it easy for you to self-custody your assets. I'm a big believer in self-custody. I have been for years. Many of you know I custody a majority of my crypto assets on hardware wallets, and it helps me to sleep at night. I control the private keys and much more. Well, Treasury, they were the pioneer of hardware wallets. They started this in 2013. They created the seed phrase setup. So they started it all, folks, and then other competitors came along. And Treasury, they have great wallets that use top-of-the-line security. Their most recent device, the Treasury Safe 7, which I'm a user of, uses the most up-to-date, sophisticated security chips. The device is also quantum ready, and their devices are open source. That's how much they trust the code. They also support all the major crypto assets, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Dogecoin, Cardano, and much more. You go down the list, it's all supported, even new tokens like BlackRock's BUIDL. And they have a great software suite that helps you to manage all this, where you can buy and sell and manage your assets. They also have a hand holding service. So if you buy the wallet and you want to talk to a Trezor rep, you can do that. And don't worry, they don't ask you for your private keys. So it's a great wallet. I can vouch for it. I use it. And they are on the cutting edge of security and building incredible devices. Like I said, I'm a user. The Treasury Safe 7 is a beautiful device, easy to use, large screen, fits comfortably in your hand. And if you use my code, folks, Thinking Crypto, all one word, Thinking Crypto, you can get 5% off. So check them out. The link will be in the description. Now, folks, today was a big launch for Tether. They have officially launched USAT, the federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin made in America, they said. So we knew this was coming, and today is launch day, of course. So really, really great. We know Tether, I mean, they are a powerhouse, king of the hill when it comes to stablecoins. They've been at this since the beginning. They were the ones who started it, right? And they've grown their business to an incredible level, and they built a specific stablecoin USAT, which is compatible with the Genius Act. And while they still have USDT, which operates in different parts of the world. So this is big. I think they're going to get lots of adoption. They have the partnerships and much more. And of course, you all know Tether's working with Cantor Fitzgerald, which is Howard Lutnick's firm. He's now the Commerce Secretary, I believe it is, of the United States, working under the Trump administration. So they've got their foot in the door for Wall Street. They're going to get a lot of adoption. So keep an eye on this, guys. Tether, they've got the resources. They know what to do here. So it's great, though. There's lots of options here in the United States for people with USAT, USDC, PayPal's PYUSD, Ripple's RLUSD, and much more. So this is really, really great. Now look at this. Ripple is launching a treasury, and it's powered by G Treasury. And Reese Merrick of Ripple highlights that it has a unified visibility across traditional cash and digital assets, 24/7 yield optimization, putting every dollar to work, instant cross-border settlements, reducing FX costs, eliminate pre-funding requirements, and unlock trapped working capital, future-ready infrastructure for tokenized assets and programmable payments. So he says here, the future of Treasury has no friction or boundaries, hashtag XRP, hashtags RLUSD. So Ripple continues to innovate and build out incredible products. Yesterday, we talked about their new partnership with some Saudi banks and all the great work they're doing across the globe. Okay, so the states across the U.S. continue to push crypto bills forward. We're seeing a lot of news, lately. Yesterday, we talked about Rhode Island. We hear Arizona's crypto bills move forward. SB 1042, allowing the state funds to invest up to 10% in virtual currencies like Bitcoin, and SB 1043, which lets state agencies accept crypto payments, both passed the Senate Finance Committee. Next stop, Senate Rules Committee. So things are progressing, and here's another example. South Dakota lawmaker takes another run at Bitcoin reserve bill. So game theory playing out here among these different states. So Representative Logan Manhart introduced the Bitcoin Reserve Bill HB 1155 on Tuesday in South Dakota's legislature. The legislation had only minor changes from a bill the lawmakers sponsored in 2025 by amending the state's code to allow the State Investment Council to invest up to 10% of public funds in Bitcoin. He tweeted out, "Strong money, strong state" on X announcing the bill. So again, see what's happening here, guys. It's not only happening on the federal level. Those talks are happening with Patrick Witt, David Sachs, and others, but on the state level. So this is very bullish. And, as always, it starts at Bitcoin. Once they get that up and running, they're going to add altcoins over time. All right, moving ahead. Nomura-backed Laser Digital seeks U.S. bank charter amid crypto banking push. Seems like everyone wants to become a bank now, right? A lot of crypto companies want these trust charters. So it's pretty incredible. These crypto native firms are becoming banks, and banks are adopting crypto assets and blockchain and tokenizing and much more. So I think over time, you're going to see a convergence where it's not going to be the crypto market and the TradFi market. I think it's all going to be just one market. And look, we're far away from that, but I think that's the end goal. So Laser Digital, a fully serviced digital asset company backed by Japanese financial group Nomura, has reportedly filed for a U.S. bank trust charter, signaling that crypto-focused companies are seeking deeper integration into the U.S. financial system amid a more permissive regulatory environment. Citing sources familiar with the matter, the Financial Times reported Tuesday that Laser Digital had submitted its application to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, also known as the OCC. The charter would allow the company to operate at the federal level without applying for state-by-state custody licenses. The race is on, folks. So this is one of the reasons I'm bullish. You're just seeing incredible adoption, building, filing for licenses, expansion, mergers and acquisitions, and huge investments. Everyone is heading in the same direction here, even TradFi. Okay, Mesh joins crypto unicorn ranks with $75 million Dragonfly-led Series C. I remember interviewing, I believe it was the CEO of Mesh a couple of years ago, and they're doing some great stuff with stablecoins and crypto, and they're getting more capital. So clearly, these funds are investing in these companies because they believe in the future of crypto and blockchain. So Mesh, a San Francisco-based crypto payments infrastructure company, raised $75 million in a Series C funding round led by Dragonfly Capital, bringing its total funding to more than $200 million and valuing the company at $1 billion. The round included participation from Paradigm, Modern Ventures, SBI Investment, Coinbase Ventures, and Liberty City Ventures, according to an announcement on Tuesday. Mesh said a portion of the raised funds was settled using stablecoins rather than traditional banking rails. That's pretty cool. Mesh will use the funds to expand its crypto payments network across regions, including Latin America, Asia, and Europe, and to support product development. Okay, we got some huge Chainlnk news. So that is the word we and made together, we taps Chainlnk for Korean won stablecoin infrastructure. Guys, many of you know I'm bullish on Link. I have it in my portfolio. Chainlnk is allowing many blockchains to connect. It is used by crypto native firms. It's used by blockchain projects. It's used by TradFi. So this is a project I'm absolutely bullish on. Let me give you the details. Blockchain company WeMade added Chainlnk Labs to its global alliance for KRW stablecoins, expanding the consortium's data and Oracle infrastructure as it builds compliance-focused rails for WonPeg stablecoins. On Tuesday, WeMade announced that Chainlnk will provide technical support for data integrity, infrastructure standards, and tokenized asset use cases. WeMade said Chainlink's role will also focus on supporting standardization and enabling alliance members to leverage Oracle services. The addition follows earlier partnerships with blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis, security auditor Certec, and remittance provider Centbee, which collectively form the GAX initiative. So great to see across the globe these different blockchains are being used by different countries and jurisdictions, and just the infrastructure being set up here, guys. And, every country will have their own stablecoin or CBDC. So this is the token economy we're headed to, right? Everything powered by blockchains. I'll say it for the millionth time. The end goal is the future governments, economies, and markets all running on blockchain rails. Final news item here, Bitwise Asset Management to launch on-chain vaults via Morpho. So Bitwise is a great firm, guys. I've had Matt Hogan of Bitwise on the podcast many times, probably like 20 times over the years. They've been ahead of the curve, building a lot of cool crypto products and much more, and certainly a leader in the space. And they continue to innovate. So, digital asset management firm Bitwise has teamed up with decentralized finance lending protocol Morpho to launch non-custodial on-chain vaults aimed at generating yield. The move was announced on X on Monday, with Bitwise noting that its first vault will target an annual percentage yield of 6% by investing in over-collateralized lending pools. Here's a quote: "Finance is moving on chain. Vaults are a key part of that, offering investors a transparent way to earn yield on their assets," Bitwise said. Now, I had interviewed the founder of Morpho, I think it was last year actually, and they're doing some great things. They're working with Coinbase, and they're a legit firm. So I'm going to check this out once it goes live, and I'll let you guys know if it's something I'm going to use. But, you always want to wait for things to launch, make sure they get all the kinks and the bugs out, and then test it out and see if it works. So I will definitely let you know. And it says here they're targeting a 6% annual percentage yield over collateralized lending pools. So the good thing is that we have trusted institutions like Bitwise and Morpho participating. So this is not any fly-by-night project or company that just popped up yesterday or last month. These companies have been around for a long time, lots of visibility, great teams, and much more. So again, I'll let you guys know if this is something I will be participating in. Folks, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. And please support the podcast by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It is 100% free on Substack. I'll be putting out a write-up later this week. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And be sure to sign up for my course, which is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything you need to know about crypto. So if some of these things confuse you, guys, check out the course. It's a one-time fee. You get lifetime access. Go at your own pace. You could view the curriculum on the homepage. So go to mycryptocourse.com. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.